Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the English with Neil Learn English podcast. In this episode, I am going to be defining happiness. Happiness is a very interesting topic because happiness is subjective. The word subjective means that everyone has a different idea of happiness. That is so interesting. The word happiness is defined as well-being, joy, contentment. The word contentment means to be satisfied. The word joy is associated with the feelings of being happy. And the word well-being describes how good you feel about life. So happiness is very interesting. And I wanted to talk about this just a little bit today. And I wanted to start off with a question. How do you define happiness? When you feel happy, what are you experiencing in that moment? Something that I've been really happy about is this podcast. Because when I'm making these podcasts, I enter this state of flow. Flow describes a state when you are just in the moment. You are not thinking about anything else. When I'm making these podcasts, I'm not thinking about time. I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about my responsibilities. I am just here in the moment. And making this podcast gives me a sense of euphoria. Euphoria is this feeling of intense happiness. I never really had this feeling before. And so I look forward to making this podcast every day because it makes me happy. Making this podcast puts this warm feeling in my chest. I feel light. And I love connecting with you guys all over the world. I love reading your comments. I love commenting back. So this podcast makes me happy. It gives me joy when I can come here every single day and connect with the world. And I just wanted to know, how do you define happiness? What makes you happy? What gives your life meaning and purpose? What motivates you to wake up every single morning? I'm really interested to hear about your definition of happiness because I can define happiness for myself. It is this feeling of flow, this feeling of being in the moment. But take some time out and write a comment and define happiness. And I want you to write a clear definition of what makes you happy. And I want everyone to read each other's comments. And let's start a discussion around happiness. Because I think everyone on a daily basis thinks about happiness, whether consciously or unconsciously. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what culture you're from. It doesn't matter what beliefs you have. Because as humans, we all want to feel happy. We all want to feel a sense of joy and contentment in our lives. So use this opportunity right now to comment. I am happy when ... Go ahead and finish that sentence, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this podcast today. I look forward to speaking with you in the next one. Take care, everyone, and talk to you soon. Peace.